So today we're working on lesson 18, which is finding a rate by dividing two quantities. So quantities just means two numbers. So we're going to be finding that rate by dividing two different numbers. So let's look at this first problem. At Fun Burger, the burger master can make burgers at a rate of 4 burgers per minute. So I'm just going to write it as a ratio. And this is going to be burgers, and this is going to be minutes. 4 burgers every 1 minute. In order to address the heavy volume of customers, he needs to continue at this rate for 30 minutes. If he continues to make hamburgers at this pace, how many hamburgers will a burger master make in 30 minutes? What I can do is I can rewrite this as a ratio, but I'm going to rewrite it as a fraction. So I'm going to have 4 burgers and then as a fraction it's going to be over 1 and over 1 minute. Notice how this is different from how I would normally write the ratios. Normally I would just leave the units off. But we're actually going to see today that's actually going to be really helpful having those units attached. So this 4 with its unit, this 1 with its unit. Now what do I want to do? Well, it says he continues to make hamburgers at 30 minutes. So what I need to do is I need to take that 30 and I'm going to multiply it. So here I have 30. And what do I need to do? Well, I need to add its units, and it's 30 minutes. Okay, what do I do next? Well, this is what's really nice about this part. These minutes cancel out. So let's look at another example so you can see what that means by cancel out. If I have 4 over 2 times 2, what I can do is I can multiply like a regular fraction, and I'm going to get 8 over 2, which equals 4. I can actually save myself a step by looking at it this way. 4 over 2 times 2, I'm going to reduce it by 2 anyways at the end. What do we notice here? Well, I have a 2 on the top and a 2 on the bottom. So they're actually going to cancel out. They're going to simplify, and I'm left with just a 4. That's what I'm doing here. I'm getting rid of my units, since they're the same units, and now I can just multiply straight across. So let's look at what we have. I have 4 burgers times 30. Notice the minutes have canceled out, so they're gone over just 1. So what do? Well, that means I'm just going to multiply my numbers together, and I'm left with 120 burgers. The reason why this is helpful is I can now know what unit I'm multiplying by. So let's look at our next problem. Here's our next problem. Chandra is an editor at the New York Gazette. Her job is to read each article before it is printed in the newspaper. If Chandra can read 10 words per second, how many words can she read in 60 seconds? Well, let's look at it this way. I have a ratio 10 to 1, and this is going to be words per second. I'm just going to rewrite as a fraction, but I'm going to have its units with it this time. So 10 words per 1 second. So it's still the same ratio. I just wrote it as a fraction. Now what do we want to do next? Well, it's telling me that she needs to read 60 words a minute. So I'm going to multiply it by 60. Remember, it's repeat addition, so it's the same as 10 plus 10 plus 10 60 times. So it's just multiplying by 60. And what's its unit? Well, I see its unit is right here, seconds. So it's going to be times 60 seconds. And now what do? Well, what's nice is I see the seconds are going to cancel out. And so now I'm left with this nice part. I have 10 words times 60. So all I need to do now is I just multiply my numbers together, and I'm left with 600 words. So now what I want you to do is I want you to check this part. This is why it's going to be really nice. What if someone wrote their ratio like this? 1/10. So that would be 1 word per 10 seconds. And then I'm going to multiply by 60. Well, my seconds would cross out. And then I'm going to look and I have 1 times 60, and that would be words, per 10. And so what do I see here? Well, I can divide the top and the bottom by 1. So I'm left with just 6 words. Does that make sense? It shouldn't make sense because I know in just 1 second she can read 10. And my answer is telling me it's 6 words in 60 seconds. That just doesn't make sense. So it's always good to check your work as you go along. Alright, what you're going to do is this. You're going to have some problems to solve. There's problems 1 through 6. When you are done solving those problems, you're going to answer them. You're going to put your answer in Socrative. And you're also going to turn in to the turn-in box the worksheet. So you're going to turn in this piece of paper after you put your answers in Socrative. Once you've answered your Socrative questions, you've put it in the turn-in box, then you're going to do 2 lessons on Khan Academy. After you've done your 2 lessons on Khan Academy, then you may do math games. Remember, those include all of the ratio games as well. Alright, good luck. Don't forget that you are answering your questions on Socrative and you're turning in this worksheet. Alright.